everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so the products that I use you can purchase from Stampin' Up through me at the address at the top of the screen, and it's also linked below. My project today is a Halloween treat box. It opens like this. I didn't put anything in it, but it'll fit a bunch of things. It is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 by 1 1/4. So it'll fit a bunch of treats, a snack cake, anything like that. I used this new die here. It's called Dots and Spots die. And this is a celebration item that they just added. Now this is in the annual catalog, so it's a very good deal. It's celebration free with a $100 purchase. I also got, I wanted to show you a couple of things. For $50, it was this Timber 3D embossing folder, which is, it's really a large one. I didn't even open it yet. And it's very nice. This was free with $50. I don't know if you can see the timber. It's very nice. Nice big one. So those are some of your new options. They have a bunch of other stuff if you want to go look. Let me just put this like this for now. Also, next month there are some products that they're going to be adding dies for, but they're only going to be available for a month. This is the Playful Piggy dies. So it goes with the Playful Pigs. And it is adorable. They have a nice wagon. They have a banner. A present, I believe that is. Little birdie, flowers. There's a little bandana. A label. Some leaves and some different flowers there. And most of all, the grass. I always use looking for some type of grass die, and there it is. So these will be available on September 1st after celebration, but while celebration is still going on, I wanted to offer something myself for anybody who spends $50 or more. I will send you a 48 pack of the Celebrate Everything 6x6 though. Designer series paper. Alrighty, because I know a lot of people don't spend $150, so I will send it cost to me. I will pay for the shipping, and it's 48 sheets. I think you get 4 of each pattern, 6x6 size. Alrighty, so if anybody starting today spends $50 or more on my website, I will be sending you 48 6x6 pack of the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. All right, because you would usually have to spend $150, but they are 12 by 12 if you wanted to spend $150 and then use that for your Stampin' rewards. Okay. Oh, one more thing. Isn't this cool? This is the packaging for the adhesive back sequins this time. There's a bunch of different ones in it, but I thought that was neat. New packaging for that. They're adhesive sequins, if I didn't say. All right. So what we need for this project is a piece of Granny Apple Green that is 10.5 by 6 3/4. We need, out of Highland Heather, I use the Spots and Dots die, and then I cut it down to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we need a piece of pumpkin pie to back it up, and that is 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. Okay. Okay, we need a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies that is about 2 1/8, and that's for the moon. We need a scrap of Granny Apple Green for the sentiment. And this is the metallic and shimmer specialty paper, and I used the Witch Hat Builder punch to just punch the hat band out of that, so it's a nice interesting band. And also I use basic black cardstock for just to punch out the hat. Okay, so I used, let me go through it again, the Bewitching stamp set just for the little spider. I used Best Witches for the sentiment, but if you don't have this stamp set, you could put another Halloween sentiment there. Of course, I used the Stylish Shapes dies. I used this one here to cut out the sentiment, and we used the circle and the metallic and shimmer designer series paper. Okay, so let me get my, this is my host code. If you're going to spend under $150, please put this in for August, and I can send you an additional something when I put them all together. All right, so I'm going to get my Granny Apple Green cardstock, and it is 10.5 by 6 3/4, and we're going to start on the 10.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 5, 6 1/4, and 10. Then we're going to turn it to the 6 3/4 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 5, and 6 1/4. Okay, and that's it. Now I'm going to fold and burnish. Okay. And now we have a skinny rectangle along the top and a shorter one along the right hand side, right? And this is what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to start on the left over here, and we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of the square. Go to the other side of this rectangle, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge each side of the square. This is a pretty sizable box, so I don't know if you want a special trick-or-treaters you could give it to, but it's a little big for everyone for trick-or-treat. I'm sorry. Okay, go to the next score line, cut to the first score line, and then wedge up into the skinny rectangle, and that's the first side. All right, now we're going to flip it 180 to the other long side, and we're going to start on the left again. All right, we're going to count 1, 2 score lines, cut it straight to the second score line. Okay, so over 2 score lines and up 2 score lines. Now we're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Okay, so there's 3 rectangles and a little square piece that we're cutting off. Okay, and then we're going to wedge up into the piece of the skinny rectangle right there. And this piece is actually big enough to cut out your sentiment from. All right, next score line, cut up to the second score line. We're going to get rid of this lower rectangle here and wedge each side of the square. Okay, we're going to leave these 2 alone. That's our top flap. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of this rectangle on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the square. Okay. All right, now we need a corner rounder, and we're going to round the corners of this top piece, the skinny rectangle piece. And this will be the part that goes into the box, so it'll make it a little bit easier. You can just do it by hand by just wedging it in a little bit if you don't have a corner rounder. And then we need a small circle punch to just get a little finger grip over here, just partial circle, just so that it makes it much easier to grab and open the back. Okay. So this is what your cardstock should look like after you've done scoring it and cutting it. All right, now I'm going to get my tear and tape, and we're going to put it on what's left of the side piece of the skinny rectangle. I'm going to put it as close to the score line as you can get it. I'm I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and get the backing off. Now flip it over. This is the inside of the box. I'm going to flip over the part with the tape and flip the side over to meet it. Okay, now this is the back of our box right here. So we're going to put the sides and the back, and then we're going to put our tear and tape on the front flap here, and just put one close to the edge, and then you can put an extra one inside. Especially this is a big box, so you can fit a lot of things in there. Might be a little heavier than normal. Okay, and then we're going to just make sure it's all straight and press it down, and then I'm going to press down inside too. Okay, and that's your box. You can put DSP all around on here if you want to, but I really wanted to showcase the dots and spots and die, which you can get free with a $100 purchase just for the last couple weeks of celebration. All right, so we're just going to put that aside for now. And we need our pieces here. What we're going to do, and we're going to take our pumpkin pie that is 3/8 by 3/8, and we're going to take our dots and spots die and cut it down to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is from Highland Heather, and I'm just going to, there we go, just going to put glue on the edges in between the spots. And then I'll just do a little bit in the middle just to get it so that it'll stick nicely. I'm just going to put it, and it should have a border of about 1/8 of an inch all around, a 1/16 of an inch, sorry. Okay. All right, so we'll let that dry a minute. And let's cut out our witch hat. So we need a scrap of basic black. And then I'm going to cut the hat from the more busy area of this specialty metallic and shimmer specialty paper, and we just want the hat band. Alright, I'm just going to attach the hat band on there with liquid glue, but we're going to have our hat facing this way. Alright, now we're going to put our hat about like this. Alrighty, so we're going to bring in, whoops, our little spider image, and that is from the Bewitching stamp set. And we want to have him go straight down about from right there. Right, let's see. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just make a dot right under where the edge of the hat is. It's a little far. You're gonna move it over just a little. So from the side, it's about 1/4 of an inch from the side up here. And then I'm gonna get my Tuxedo Black Ink. And I'm going to check that I didn't get any on the edges because I really don't want to ruin my moon. And I want to get it straight down from that dot. Great. All right. So we stamp that, and now we're going to stamp, if you've got it, Haunted, and that is from Best Witches stamp set. Right in there. Okay. So now I'm just going to use this die from Stylish Shapes dies, and I want to put it in the middle and as close to the bottom until I don't want it so that I can't see the words, but just put it so that this bottom line in here is kind of right on there. And then I'm going to cut it out and I'll be right back. Okay, and there we go. All right, now our spider is going to be straight up and down, and we're just going to have the sentiment just touch the bottom of the moon. So I'm going to get my silicone mat. There it is. Okay. Just make sure that your little guy is straight. Your spider goes straight down. And then we just want it to overlap just a little. We're going to put it on with dimensionals too. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right in the middle of the back. And we're just going to pop it on there. Whoopsie. Make sure you're... There we go. Okay. And I want it to be nicely centered. I'm going to move it over just a little. All right. Okay, and let that sit a minute. Don't move it. All right, and then what I'm going to do for the hat is I'm going to have the hat kind of grazing over the top of the sentiment here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, how much is it going to, dimensionals right over here on this side of the hat. Put it right there, and then one right here. And I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the tip of the hat, just so that it comes down to where the spider web starts. Okay, just press that and then press the dimensionals, and there you go. It's all nicely together now. All right, I glued these down, but I think I'm going to use dimensionals on these this time. I'm going to just use this one little piece that I have hanging out here, and then I'll put them in the four corners. Okay, and then I'm just going to center it right on the top. Okay. Now I'm going to get some metallic mesh ribbon, and I'm going to tie a bow, make sure this is the top, around the top of it. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim the sides a bit. Okay, this should be together. Yeah, great. All right, and I'm going to use some more dimensionals. Oops. Just make sure you put one on the hat over there, and one right where the sentiment and the moon meet, just so that we secure it again. Okay, and we just want to center. I use this sentiment to kind of help me, because the moon and the sentiment are what's going to be centered. Okay, and then I'm going to just take a glue dot just to make sure that my bow stays where it's supposed to, and I'll put it right under the knot, just so that it stays there nicely and doesn't move around. Okay. And now for the final touch, I'm going to use some of the Glossy Dots. And on this one, these are really, really hard to get off. They don't move easily, so I'm going to use the spatula. And I'm going to put a big one all the way over here on the hat. And then a medium. See if I could just get that. There we go. And then a small one right next to that. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, my email is below. And also the link to my blog is below, where all the measurements are. The link to purchase from Stampin' Up, my website, is on there. And if you would like to join during celebration, there's only a few weeks left. You get a free planner that has some notebooks inside of it and a stamp set. So that's a $50 value. So if you would like to join, the button to join is below also. And if you have any questions, let me know. My email is there. And please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you for coming to watch today. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.